The idea for our album started off as just to try and make a record, or record a song together rather than an album, didn't it really?
Tom came and sang a tune with my band last year. We were doing Black's Wonderful Life, and we said we should get in the studio and record it because it was, it was a lot of fun. Tom sent me the demo through, and it just totally blew my mind. And I think that was when I started to get really excited about the prospect of us actually making a record together, because up until that point I was like, I think it's just something that we're going to talk about in the pub for the next 10 years. So it was really cool when he sent that demo through. I was like, oh no, maybe this will happen.
No need to run and hide. It's a wonderful, wonderful life.
We ended up in an attic studio in Hammersmith, kind of last minute thing, and we really clicked with the guy Tim, who's ended up producing the whole record. And the kind of attic and the instruments that were lying around kind of formed the vibe of that song, and then the whole record, really.
All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew, only you.
So that went well. We thought, well, let's do another song together. Then we did Yazoo.
Only You was the second track that we recorded.
I think, especially with that one, we thought it had a kind of festive feel. We thought, well, why not focus the project to make a Christmas album? Yeah. And then with that came, well, hang on, can we write a decent Christmas song, a new Christmas song? Because it certainly felt to us that decent, modern Christmas songs
don't really exist so much.
Few and far between. Yeah, so then we've written 4 original songs and some covers that are specifically Christmas songs, and some more covers like Wonderful Life and the Yazoo Only You song.
Which aren't necessarily Christmas, but they are festive.
Yeah.
So on the whole, it's definitely a festive feeling record.
God damn this snow. Will I ever get where I wanna go? And so I skate across the Thames, hand in hand with all my friends. And all the things that we planned. My son's eyes and the outline of his hand. And even though I hate the cold, constant reminder that I'm getting old. Another year draws to its close. Tired London slows. But when I dream tonight, I'll dream of you. When the tears froze.
When the Thames Froze. That's the main single off this record.
That song I've been trying to write for a while. So
how long for a while?
3 years, Andy. I've been trying to write
Which
a Christmas
bit did you
song.
write first?
The first thing I wrote was the.
Right.
Last year, when all the students were kind of protesting about the fees, shops kind of closing down and people were getting poorer, and the recession kind of bited in. So I remember feeling that and then writing some of the words that ended up in that song. I firmly believe that the best Christmas songs is an overriding sadness in amongst it. I think it's possible to feel happy and sad when listening to like the Pogues. It kind of makes you feel kind of like, aching but happy.
That is exactly what you need in a Christmas song, isn't it?
I
Yeah,
think so.
absolutely.
The ones I like kind of like, there's like a nod to life being a bit shit, but at the same time it's Christmas and you're with the people that you love, surrounded by your friends, that despite all the bad things, that togetherness.
It's a lovely thing.
Yeah, it's a celebratory thing. So that song tried to get to that a little bit, really.
It does that pretty well as well, though, because like the first half of the song is kind of lonely and down, and it kind of gradually gets bigger, and then the after there's a big sort of sing-along.
So tell everyone that there's hope in your heart, and tell everyone or it'll tear you apart. let's hope the next beats the last.
I don't want a reason, I don't need a meaning. Don't say it doesn't matter, say it doesn't matter. I don't need an answer to make me any better. Don't say it doesn't matter, say it doesn't matter.
How you gonna do it? How you gonna do it now?
I've got no calling, still I get up every morning.
Funny Looking Angels.
Angels.
Was it
It's a song, isn't it, by
by a band called Delta,
Delta?
who are from Birmingham, a band that probably most people will never have heard of. One of those indie bands that were loved by few, but for whatever reason it never kind of got out of the starting blocks, really. So yeah, to me it was a nice nod to Birmingham, which is kind of the place that gave birth to me as a musician. And also the title kind of played on my mind a bit, making this Christmas record, and I don't know.
The idea of it being slightly tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
And also a great song. Brilliant song, actually. And I got to sing it, which is nice of Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I only let Andy sing certain things.
Yeah.
Funny looking angels, funny looking angels, funny looking angels. Ain't got no money, we always sick and tired, always think it's funny.
The most upbeat thing on the record,
It probably is, yeah, and it features a saxophone.
saxophone. Yeah, there's saxophone on the record. There's quite actually throughout the whole. For me, certainly one of the fun things about making the record was throughout most songs there's something peculiar. There's a mandolin on this one as well. There's flute on the record. There's strings, and even though we made it in a room, I don't know, half the size of this, everything we did had a certain kind of bigness to it. But I hope not in a kind of pompous way. I think it's quite.
There's essence of attic in there. I think sprinkled of acid. There's bits of attic in there.
Look in my pocket, you can have it if I've got it.
Then it goes on to This Ain't New Jersey. Andy sent me like a little piano version, just a piano, basically, piano part for the song. I then wrote the vocal melody and the lyrics.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
put it all together, really.
I ain't laughing, I didn't hear the joke anyway. I got my fingers on the windows, the snow makes this a prison. Tomorrow will be Christmas Day.
I was certain on hearing that little thing that we shouldn't move on from it. So
No, I know, yeah. I remember I was playing it in my hallway at home and Tom came around and you were like, well, we should try and do something with that. And that's really cool. And so we ended up knocking that back and forth. And it ended up being like our first proper, genuine co.
I'm like a colander. You throw all your ideas into
And you
me,
just,
and I'll sieve out
it's about the shit.
the gold.
Oh, the gold.
Like,
the gold.
yeah, like the gold.
shit.
What took a while was the lyrics, because I knew the kind of nod to the kind of Bruce Springsteen storytelling school of lyric writing. It needed a lot of words. So this kind of story of a drunken argument between two people that were in love on Christmas Eve who were kind of snowed in. But the kind of subtext for the song is that it annoys this male character when she calls him Santa Claus when he should be Father Christmas because he's English. And so
I love that.
yeah, so that's kind of in the song.
This ain't New Jersey, Father Christmas is coming to town. You throw your drink in my face, throw that look in my direction, and the radio plays on and on. Those same old songs, every single year. We drink, we sing, on the state we're in, but it's Christmas, my dear.
It's a weird thing writing a song with a new person, especially somebody who, like Tom and I have been mates for a few years, so it's quite weird suddenly going from being mates down the pub and you know, just having a good laugh to suddenly being in a kind of sort of
Not
working
wanting to upset the other
yeah,
one.
you know, sort of trying out each other's levels of sensitivity, and that song was definitely the starting point of hopefully what might be, you know, a future of writing together.
Times, but you don't get bored. You don't get bored. No, you don't get bored. Still those same old songs fill the air. We drink, we sing, oh, the state we're in. Here's to another year.